coming up.
Football.
420 total yards rushing in that game.
420 total yards.
Saugus, when they're convenient.
Your argument sucks.
I'm agreeing with you, and I'm still disagreeing with you.
Signal Sports Hot 10 is brought to you in part by Total Woman Gym and Day Spa and Nissan of Valencia.
My name is Lisa Polanski, and I'm the General Manager of Total Woman Gym and Day Spa right here in the beautiful city of Valencia. We have your traditional group fitness classes, we have your strength machines, we have your cardio machines, we have a sauna, and also our full service day spa. Our day spa membership, which we're currently offering with 0 enrollment. That gives you the opportunity to come inside the gym for a full membership with the gym, including all group fitness classes, in addition to one service inside of our day spa every single month. So come down and see us so we can make you one total woman.
All right, I just don't get what happens in the playoffs. These students go crazy throughout the Foothill League season, and then we hit playoffs. It goes from fever pitch craziness in the student sections to a little bit less than that at Valencia and Canyon last week. What's up with that?
I don't care.
They're not playing local teams. They only care about when they're playing like their friends and gossip and stuff like that.
Can't that change?
I don't care.
Second round of the playoffs, it's win or go home. That needs to change.
Based on what you're saying, so student sections can be left off this week?
Yeah.
I'm saying that this week there will be no student sections on the Signal Hot 10.
Awesome.
I didn't think it was.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, awesome. Made my day.
But next week, Hart, Saugus, they both get a home game this week. They'll both get their chance.
Great.
Who should be on this list this week? There's only 2 options for 1 and 2, and I don't know which way we're going.
I do.
There's only 2 options for 1 and 2.
There's only one option for number 1.
What's that?
Connor Wingenroth.
That's Connor Wingenroth.
Yeah, I don't even know what the other option is.
Tell me what happened.
He broke the Hart rushing record, single game, was Delano Howell's record. Also a playoff game from 2006. Delano's in the NFL right now.
26 for 308 for Connor Wingenroth. Yeah. Unbelievable game.
Yeah, so number 1.
He's been hurt for a long time.
Yeah. Connor was back in a big way.
Connor creating a lot of buzz. But you're leaving one off. Which one's he leaving off?
That's what I'm kind of curious about. Which one is he leaving off?
Cade Apsey, his final high school football game.
Reed Roop, maybe?
Saugus beat Atascadero. They beat the overall number 3 seed.
Saugus in general.
I was surprised. I thought you were going to go somewhere else.
No, you thought I was going to go to
something on the field.
Dance team or something. No, I'm going to Saugus beat Atascadero, the number 3 seed overall.
Absolutely. He said Reed Roop.
Reed Roop rushed for 26 for 208.
208.
Chris Hamilton, 26 for 113. Blake Austin, 15 for 90. So don't you
420 total yards rushing in that game.
420 total yards.
Saugus' rushing attack.
So it's Saugus' rushing attack. Yeah. If we wanted to play it a little bit creative, we could give it to the offensive line. We normally don't give credit.
That's funny that you say that because I've talked a lot to Saugus people this week, Jason Bourne and Reed Roop, in fact, and they both said that it's that offensive line that steered the ship for them on Friday.
And Saugus has been a team, we all know
veteran group.
Well, but they've been a team that hasn't been in the limelight very much because they lost to Canyon, to Hart, to Valencia.
Yep.
So everybody in the Foothill League saw them but everybody saw them as the number 4 team. There was no doubt about it.
Yep.
They're number 4.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden they have a chance to make a run that, like Canyon, it's not gonna happen.
Number 4 in the Foothill League is still a pretty good team.
Yeah, Foothill League's strong.
From
what I was told, the Foothill League is the strongest league in the division, the Northern Division.
What do you make of the Canyon game? Canyon season over. Do we put anybody from their team on this list for one more week, maybe?
Like I said, Cade, because it was his last game and his overall body of work, and he really toughed that game out. I mean, we weren't at the game, but from what we heard, he went down with an injury and came back and just couldn't finish up the game. But his guts,
Cade finished 10 for 18, 282, a touchdown and interception. He comes back in the second. He got hurt, and I don't know what happened to him, but then he came back, and then it sounded like just from what I heard, he went out with a concussion. Do we know
No,
this?
it wasn't a concussion.
It wasn't a concussion?
No. Check your facts.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
You just made that up. You're just making things up.
I just hear things on the sideline. That's all I'm reporting. That's good reporting from me.
Were you there?
You were the Pam
I was there.
Oliver
Then-
the signal, I guess, sideline reporter.
Yeah, I was sideline reporting, just hearing what people were saying on the sidelines. For Trinity, Spencer Klin, 5 touchdowns, 3 for over 47 yards, 71-6 win. I don't know if they were playing against like tackling dummies to beat them 71-6, but I feel like Spencer Klin's 5 touchdowns should make it somewhere on this list.
Football.
Trinity plays football.
Yes, that's all you're talking about is football.
I'm just so confused with what we're talking about. We're off the rails. Anyway, cross country, we're in the playoffs. I told you this last week. I reminded you.
And I forgot on purpose.
CIF prelims, we've got 4 girls teams, 1 boys team in the CIF finals coming up Saturday at Mount Sac.
And what are these teams going to do?
Saugus girls and boys both have a chance to win CIF titles.
But they're going to run.
Yes.
And then they're going to run some more, and some more, and some more, and some more.
It's kind of like, as much as they run, that's kind of like you sitting at your desk all day. It's the same deal.
Yes, I
like your
agree with that.
sport
And eating
of sitting at
cupcakes.
your
Yep.
I sure do love some cupcakes.
Runners
All
up
right,
those.
in the professional ranks, Jason Pierre-Paul, a COC native.
Native? Sure, yes.
A
He
COC
was born in
native. No,
COC.
he's a native of another country, right?
Let's just say COC. Fine.
He's from
Went to
COC. He has an interception. He returns it for a touchdown.
Correct.
He could perhaps be on this list. Shane Vereen makes his traumatic return. I desperately need that for my fantasy team.
Did you say traumatic or dramatic?
I think I said traumatic, but I meant to say dramatic.
What was the drama there?
I meant to say dramatic return from a long injury.
There's a lot of drama
He
behind
comes
that?
fighting back. Shane Vereen, Valencia
He did
grad.
have a great game. He was the leading receiver in that game. I mean,
All right, so you still think there's no doubt that Connor Wingenroth should be number 1, Saga should be number 2?
Yeah, except for one of my best friends, Chris, his little brother, Steven Simon, doesn't get much playing time at Hart, so he's a football player on the team as an offensive lineman. Maybe Steven.
That makes that
can we
is
put that on the shout-outs
because he's your
list?
friend.
He's one of my best friends' little brothers.
Oh, that's even a better reason.
Yeah.
Thank you for that glowing
Kind
piece
of like
of
the Wendy
advice.
Pedlow thing, huh?
All right, we'll look it over. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Dan Sturkle, Executive Manager of Nissan of Valencia. We take pride in the fact that we've donated over $50,000 to Santa Clarita schools, including new cars and scholarships. We're home to the $99 down delivers on any vehicle, even if you have had credit issues. Our customer satisfaction in sales and service has been through the roof since taking over, which means you'll always get treated with honesty and respect from our expert staff before, during, and after buying or servicing a car at Nissan of Valencia. So please, come visit us soon.
So we didn't talk about Valencia whatsoever in the first half, just the Foothill League champions and the number 2 overall seed. But we have a new list.
I like JPP. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, I like the initials JPP.
Yeah.
And I just like you.
Hey, thanks, Charlie.
You said
Appreciate
this
it.
week that
It's Charlie.
what did JPP come out and say this week?
He said, I got the quote here, there's going to be a lot of blood spilled out there. 'Cause that
Those
game
are
against the
quotes
Cowboys.
that the players in the Santa Clarita Valley need to start saying. We need to have those quotes in our paper.
That's pretty
At number
hard.
10, we've got COC football. Carrie, give us an update on COC football. What's happening in that world?
They're winning a lot of games except for last week.
They lost last week, but
We're
we still put them,
conference champions.
but they're still conference champions.
I was looking for something. Good.
What do you
You-
need?
yeah, you
at number 9,
involved in the show?
at number 9, I forgot what you had said in the first half of the show, so I just put running.
But running.
Running
Wow.
at number 9. Number 7,
Disrespectful.
number 7, we put Cade Absey in his final game. Cade's been one of the all-time greats for this season. He might be the Foothill League Player of the Year. It's going to be he's definitely been one of the best few players the last couple years in the
fair.
Foothill League.
Yeah.
Spencer Klein comes in at number 6, 5 touchdowns. He's leading Trinity's rush toward a CIF championship. At number 5, you got Brady White. A nice game against who they play, Palos.
These are my skeptical eyes looking at you right now.
Why,
He's still making
again, why does he have to be on the list?
because he's the Hart quarterback, and Hart's going up against Palos Verdes. They just had a big win. They scored 56 points. He was a huge part of it. There's no doubt about it. He threw for 4 touchdowns. Why not? Why not on the list? 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
Big game. At number 4, you've got Nick Jones. Number 3, Jake Wallace. What do you think about those two?
No, not at all. Nick Jones should be ahead of Jake Wallace. It was the Nick Jones show late.
Okay,
There
I
were other guys.
was only there early.
154
So we can
yards,
switch.
something
We can
like
switch
that.
these two.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll switch those two.
I mean, much credit to Jake. I mean, Jake's done a good job.
Oh, Jake had an 18 for 30, 348 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's going to be on this list. No shame in that.
That's huge.
That's huge.
It's not about the quarterback, though, again, Vince. I mean, if you were to watch that game, it wasn't about the quarterback that why Valencia won that game. And Valencia had some great defensive stops. Nick Jones was tremendous. J.J. Wilson had a really big bonehead play early on.
Yeah, that was in the first half. I saw
made
that,
up for
yeah.
it with 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't automatically put quarterbacks on this list just because it's, your favorite position. I mean, come baseball season, are we going to have just shortstops on there? Is that what it's going to be?
And pitchers. Yes.
Oh, pitchers.
Yeah,
pitchers.
we'll have
Pitchers will be
pitchers and
his favorite,
shortstops.
yeah.
It'll only be pitchers and shortstops. In basketball seasons, it's only going to be the players that score the most points. At number 2, we've got.
This
Is the question because
is.
which one created? I mean, they both were fantastic. He set the Hart record, which is a big point in his favor. They shocked a team that no one in the state thought that they were,
except
for
me.
you on
If you watch Sports
Dan.
Blitz, I did
except
predict
Dan on
it,
Sports
yes.
Blitz, because
I believe in the Centurions.
you believe in the Centurions, even though we won't say what you said right off camera right after that.
No.
I think it's no contest. I mean, much respect to Saugus offensive line, but Connor Wingenroth, 308 yards.
Is he the buzz? Is he the number one of
he's the number one? Absolutely. I don't think it's
may
close.
be changing my mind midway through though, because I think that's the Saugus thing was more shocking. Connor, we've known how good Connor was, and
He came back from injury, but yeah, we've known.
It's more impressive what Saugus.
What's more impressive, a record-breaking performance like that, or an upset?
It's a question between stats and gut feeling. And if you're a believer in stats, you're going to go with Connor Wingenroth.
And I guess
if you're a believer in the soul, you're going to go with Saugus shocking a Tascadero.
Didn't you say Brady White had 4 touchdowns? Isn't that stats?
No, that's why he's down here. We're talking about the top 2. This is splitting hairs.
Do you watch the show?
Don't dance around the issue.
Any other week, both of these guys could be number 1.
Now
There's
this
no
is the
doubt
point.
about
We've
it.
done this a couple times before, where we're just going to run down a list of times that Vince has talked about stats.
I believe in stats.
You use it when they're convenient.
Your
for
arguments
you, though,
suck.
To be fair,
But right now, it's between
I'm agreeing with
two,
you, and I'm still disagreeing with you.
Right now, it's between 2 great Signal Hot 10 performers. Connor Wingenroth,
your
Saugus
arguments,
Centurions.
and your spelling suck. It's PH, Stephen.
Steven, I mean, how you can spell Steven multiple
No, my dad's
ways.
name's Stephen, and it's Stephen.
Well, I know friends that have. Okay, Steven.
People named Stephen should be on
Shout
the
out to Steven, Simon, and Hart Chair.
How about Stephen Osborne? That's my dad.
And shout out to Stephen Osborne and Ozzy Osborne, your uncle.
Never heard that one before.
I'm sure. Anybody else?
All I'm saying is I saw that game on Prep Zone. It was on they streamed it online, the Saugus game. And I mean, with how dominant they were, how big that game was, it drove,
It was
3.5 hours to get there.
It was crazy. I think Saugus is number 1. I think Connor Wingenroth's number 2.
I lose this argument, but go ahead.
You lose this argument. Anything else? Anything else that needs to move?
I think Max Homa deserves at least maybe a shot at the bottom 5 there. He's in the final stage of Q school.
Can we do running / Max Homa?
No.
How do those two have any
I can tell you one that could go off the list. One of these two.
One of those two could come off
just
the list.
Quarterbacks don't automatically need to go on the list.
They're the 2 quarterbacks. We've got Saugus represented here. We've got Saugus represented here. He's a part of this O-line. We talked about Hamilton and Roop and Blake Austin. They're all a part of this.
Is Chris Hamilton
We've got
lineman?
Yeah, quarterbacks now offensive linemen.
Valencia at 3 and 4, Hart at 2 and 5, Saugus at number 1.
11
I think
X's
that this is the
across the
way
board. That's all
this
offensive
board should
linemen.
look this week.
Classic formation.
Yeah, classic X formation, 11 people across the.
It's time to stamp this in.
It is.
Stamp it in.